K9 ultra high frequency. And I'm located 35 miles north of Milwaukee, running a 7300.
Roger, Roger. And what's the name there in Milwaukee?
The name is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo.
Roger, Roger, Dave. Let me just see something. Let me go back to my Milford PA. Come back and tell me in about 10 seconds or so about your antenna system, Roger.
All right. I'm on a 160 dipole bed with 600 ohm ladder lead, and the radius is 7300, driving the Tokyo 1.5.
Roger that. Well, sounds really good. I went around to some of the other SDRs. You're sure still very, very loud in the Washington area on the SDR in Washington, Roger.
Yeah, does the audio sound okay? This is where everybody told me to put it, and I'm actually using the hand mic, but seems to work just fine.
Roger, Roger. Well, Dave, the hand mic is the one of the greatest microphones for that radio. A lot of folks, the first thing they want to do is to dump the hand mic for a desk mic, and I can understand that. But at the same time, you have to realize that that hand mic has been constructed specifically for the 7300, and they're using a electret condenser microphone that has a very nice articulated top end. So when they go to the dynamic microphone, you have to get you should get an electret desk mic to match that hand mic, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've tried a bunch of different mics, and I thought the hand mic actually everybody seemed to drive the amplifier good, so that's why I'm running it.
Roger that. Now, we do have a setup for the 7300. It involves getting that compressor in there at a 3. Engage your compressor at a 3 to begin, Roger.
Yeah, hold on 1 second, please. Okay, my compressor right now is on a 5.
Roger, so you want to change that to a 3. A 3 does everything that it needs to do, and you don't want any higher because you start to hear it work, and you don't want to hear a processor working, Roger?
Yeah, okay, well, that's a 3 now. I don't know if I got quieter or anything, but that's a 3. And you want me to go back to the ALC and see where I'm running it?
Yes, sir. Now back to your ALC and adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Well, let me take a look at it right now. It's running about 50%, hitting maybe 60%.
All right, you might want to run it just a little bit harder than that to where your dynamic range is about 3 dB. I'm looking at your audio now, so bring it up just a little bit more.
Okay, I brought it up a little more. Now, on peaks, I'm holding about 50%. On peaks, I've seen it as high as 75.
Yeah, that's fine. That's where you want to be. Just that's a good place right there. And it looks like your dynamic range is 3 dB now, so your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%, which is a fat signal. And that microphone EQ curve sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I've had a lot of radios and a lot of more expensive radios, but I had a 03, I had the 7600, which was a beautiful radio, and then I got this, and I just fell in love with this little thing. It does everything well.
Oh yes, it does. Now, if you really want to do yourself a favor, give yourself an early Christmas present. go down to your local Walmart and get yourself a little LabTech speaker system. It's a 2.1 speaker system. I think it runs about $35. You cannot beat the price. And what this is, it has two side speakers, left and right, and a subwoofer. And the idea is that you can't really get the bottom end capabilities of that 7300 by listening to the internal speaker on the 7300. So you want to get that audio out of the 7300 to really find out what's going on and how nice things really are. So with this LabTech 2.1 speaker system at Walmart for $35, first you have to play some nice music through it, like nice FM music through the speaker system, so you can calibrate the subwoofer. The subwoofer allows you to hear frequency responses down to like 50 cycles, 50 and 60 cycles, which you can't get that from a normal computer speaker system. So you run some good FM music through it, and then calibrate. It has a subwoofer control, so you run some good music through it and then adjust that subwoofer control up to where the subwoofer baseline is in perspective to the rest of the music. And so now you've calibrated your speaker system, and just take that jack and plug into your 7300 audio out, and you will be amazed, Roger.
Yeah, very interesting. You said LabTech, is that the name of it?
It's called LabTech. And like I say, it's $35 or thereabouts at Walmart. Just unbelievable bargain, and just it really accentuates the not to say accentuates, but it faithfully reproduces the bottom end of your 7300, which easily, if you run that 7300 in take a note here, the filter 1 position, that is a non-filtered position actually, but they call it filter 1 because they have two other more filtered controls, but you want to run that at the filter 1 position, which is non-filtered. And if somebody is transmitting 100 cycles in their audio, if they have their frequency response down there, you will just be amazed, Roger.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm running an external speaker now. I bought them from Amateur Electronics. They no longer carry them. They're about a 5-inch speaker. And I've always thought they work real well. You seem to have bass in your voice. You're very clear. Sound absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to look into that. In fact, I probably will give it a try. I'm 78 years old. And what I did is I lost my highs. So I like highs, and I'm not real fond of bass, but I'm going to give it a try.
Yes, sir. Well, you'll be amazed, and if you don't like it, you can take it back to Walmart and get your money back. But I know that you will just be enthralled by it. It's just unbelievable, the audio difference. Well, you know from the speaker that you have, and I'm assuming the speaker that you have is a communication speaker with, less than, quote, hi-fi reproduction, and not even including like the subwoofer capability of this monitor system to get your frequency response down there to 50 cycles to really enjoy the whole thing that that radio is capable of doing, Roger.
Yeah, I'm very interested in trying it, that's for sure. Did you say I can hear myself that I'm recorded on KC9VKV, is that correct?
The call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for that, that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. Right now we're running about 1,100 recorded Qso-Vlogs, but you'll be looking for one in specific, which is today's recording, and it is called My Group Aircheck 5820. Today's date, My Group Aircheck 5820, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, thanks much for all the help. I definitely appreciate it, and I'm going to keep running it and enjoying it. So I'll say 7.3s and let you make a few more there. K9UHF. Bye-bye.
Roger, Roger. And do check your ALC to be sure that, that meter's running mid-scale to 2/3. You can only get that 3 dB dynamic range if that meter, the ALC meter, is running mid-scale to 2/3. So I'll let you work on that later on. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.